session today. A Toastmasters session consists of three parts: the speech part, a speech part where it's a prepared speech. The speaker would come in and talk about the topic that they have, and the second part is the table topic. Table topic, it's an impromptu speech about 2 minutes long where you give in a particular topic and you speak to it. And the last part is the evaluation. So let's open the session today, and I want to invite our grammarian, Mustafa, if you could talk about your role.
For sure. So good day, everyone. Thank you very much, Will, for opening this. So I'm excited about today's session. The agenda is set. What I liked about today's session is that Hari had sent a preview, a teaser trailer to the participants already. So I'm definitely looking forward to the way this would work. Is Hari is the Toastmaster for sure. Bruce, I see, is just joining us. I will be the counter for the day. Sabine will be the grammarian. Sabine, you okay with that, right?
Sorry, like I will be the am and counter
Are you doing
instead of
Okay.
yeah,
All
sorry.
right. Okay. So there was a confusion between
Okay.
this and grammarian. So I'll take the grammarian role. That's fine. Yasser is going to share his thoughts first. He's the first speaker on personal branding. I'll myself be talking about power of habits, and then Hari will be talking about fintech trends. Exciting topics, definitely, for sure, today. So with this, without further ado, I think we can get started, right? Well, is there anything else that I should
Do
talk
we
about?
want to call on Test Word to talk about timer?
Yes, the timer as well.
Yeah.
So I think Tasveer, you're the timer of the day, right? Do you have the backgrounds available for green, yellow?
Yes, I do have.
Wonderful. That's good. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm going to call upon our first speaker. Title of the speech is Personal Branding, Toastmaster Yashir, Toastmaster Yashir, Personal Branding. Let's welcome Toastmaster Yashir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. Good morning, good evening, everyone. And thank you for having me here. There is this very powerful framework which basically groups one's professional life into four components, if you may call it. It's personal leadership, public leadership, strategic leadership, and influence. Personal branding is at the heart of the public leadership, and strategic leadership is not complete without communication. Personal branding is defined in different ways, and you can Google it. But basically, it's a conscious and intentional effort to create and influence the public perception about oneself, and highlight their differences, their all their strengths, differentiating them from their competition, enhancing their network, and creating their circle of influence, and have a larger impact overall on the people, the organization where they're working. We are living in a world where the competition is fair. The more you move up the ladder, the more competition you are facing. You are constantly in a space where you have to learn new things, new trends. You constantly have to unlearn what you have already learned, learn new things. And then all in mid of all of this, you have to really stand up, stand out. In today's marketplace, it is very tough. It's not easy to really stand out all the time. With all the experience, with all the extracurricular activities you have, you still are not recognized, you are not still acknowledged. There is this way, the secret to standing out is to impress employees with a unique and authentic you in person, on paper, and online. And that's not easy. In all of this, your personal brand matters. Your personal brand is your reputation. It's your calling card. It's kind of like your calling card. It's what you have known for and how people experience you. It's about bringing who you are to what you do and how you do to the people. And those people can be anyone. Those could be your colleague, your employer, your organization, your community, and showing them who you are, what you are offering on the table for them. And the more you move up like this, you experience, you create your personal brand, it will make you stand out and open doors to the new opportunities. In today's world, again, please remember, it's not important who you know. The important is who know you. Build a strong strategy around this, and rather than us knowing people, the people will start knowing you. The things will change, and this is what the personal branding is all about. In this journey of the personal branding creation, if you see yourself at a level you don't want to be, then you need to constantly work on this one. It's not something which you do today, now, and then it's done. No, it's a constant learning experience. It's a constant effort, and it will not happen by itself. Um, the question becomes how you create your personal brand, how you make yourself stand out. Yes, we all know what the definition is, but practically how you do it. The first thing is to start yourself by your SWOT analysis. Find out who you are, what your strengths are. Describe yourself maybe in 3 words, 4 words, in one simple sentence. One way of doing this is, other than SWOT analysis, one way of doing this is that you do some elevator speech, which you call it. And Toastmaster can provide you a good platform for doing this. In that 1 minute, in that elevator speech, put yourself in the best word, how you will describe yourself, and that will influence the other people. That's what you are. That's your strength. On your resume, put your links to the website of the companies you have worked with, put the logos of the institution, your organization. That will make you stand out. That will increase the visibility. But please remember, while you're doing this, while you're putting all of this, do not misdeclare any information. Another very powerful platform, which is basically free for everyone, that's the LinkedIn. There are almost like 800 million people currently engaged on LinkedIn, and that could be your target audience. That's where you can create your personal branding. And it's free. There are certain ways that you can strategize your presence on the LinkedIn. One way is that first of all, you need to answer why you want to be on the LinkedIn. What is your objective? Why you want to do it? Are you there for the job, or you want to create some influence, or you want to be stay relevant in the marketplace? That's your first why. First, answer that question, and then identify your target group. Enhance your target audience. Constantly work on that, and make that group very, very relevant. If you are linked to, let's say, 100,000 people, but those people are not relevant to your field, your profession, your area influence, then that's just waste of time. So make your group, all the activities relevant. Share interesting stories with this group. It could be your achievement, your promotion, some speech you did. So put some content, genuine, authentic content on the LinkedIn. It could be your activities on the Toastmaster platform. So don't forget all of this. Nurture your relationship, engaging and influence your audience with your personal brand. While doing all of this, just keep in mind certain rules, if you may call those as rules. Have a focus. Keep your message and content consistent. Be genuine. Don't fake yourself. Tell a story. Be ready to fail. Create a positive impact. Be a giver, not a seeker. That's very important. Follow a successful example. Live your brand. Living your brand means that you not only put in words, but you in action as well. You do tell them people that you mean it, what you're saying. Let other people also tell your story and leave a legacy. Creating the right personal brand will not only help you to be known in your field and consistently land work at you, but will also make a difference between who are you and thank you for being here. My friends, remember, you are your brand, no matter which field, which profession, which area of work you are, and whatever you are doing. The most important thing is the influence that you leave on the other people. It's your reputation. Your reputation is your brand. And thank you very much. Thank you for having me here. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Thanks.
Beautiful talk. Thank you. Well,
Timer, can we have 2 minutes to write an evaluation for Yeshi?
Kashyap, you are the evaluator for
Okay.
yourself, right? So you may want to note down the points and take the time.
Okay. So basically it will be, I have to evaluate now, or I have to evaluate at the end?
No, you use the time to note down any points you want to speak
Okay.
later.
Okay. Yes. Thanks.
Do I have to show hands or just time is up?
Yeah, time's up would be good.
Basically, I already I noted the point during the speech, so it's okay from my side.
So Hari, should I go ahead myself? I'm second in the agenda.
Okay, Will, I think you're on mute.
No, that's where time's up.
Yeah, time is up. He
Oh,
already
okay.
said that.
I didn't hear that. My bad. I apologize.
Said that.
Next, I want to invite our second speaker working on motivational strategy pathway. Want to introduce
Mustafa.
want to introduce the second speaker, Power Habit, Toastmaster Mustafa, Power Habit. Let's welcome Mustafa.
Thank you very much, Will, for the introduction. Good day, everyone. Have you ever wondered why people make a New Year resolution and then they fail in it? Or sometimes let's be a little more personal. Why people sign up for Toastmaster and do not show up for the meetings? Uh, this is a good, unfortunately, thing which we have experienced. What drives here is not the goals. We all have good intentions. People sign up for gym, they set up their goals, they set up their what you call the action plan. However, what drives them is the habits that they have built up. A good book that I'm going through these days is called The Atomic Habits. Right here, I don't know if you can. Yeah, that's right. Atomic Habits that I mentioned on the chat channel as well. This book actually really inspired me. This book talks about how we create different habits in ourselves, which drive us towards the results. So think about this: whatever our thoughts are, they become our action eventually, and our actions become our habits. Repeated actions become our habit, and the habits ultimately become our character. And character is what determines what our destiny is. So a lot of people, unfortunately, they come up with the sophistry. I'm using the word of the day, sophistry, that goals do not work, or the resolutions do not work, or maybe man is weak, or God forbid, man is created weak to be able to withstand all these things, which is all sophistry, unfortunately. What works is this book teaches us the tiny habits, little habits. So in the limited amount of time that I have today with you, I'm not going to go through the entire thick book material, but one thing that I really enjoyed in this book was that there are three levels of changes. People generally focus on what outcome they are looking for. I want to be a good communicator, let's say, or they're looking for, I want to become a great speaker, for that matter. That's the outcome. But then the book talks about there is a process that would take you from where you are to where you want to be. And that requires, what the book talks about is the identity change. Who you are inside will determine where you will be in the future, what habits you inculcate. And that's what the title of the book is. The entire theme of the book is tiny little habits. So one tip that the book gives you is that not focus on what you want. Instead, focus on what you want to become. And that becoming actually is where your, which identifies, which is where your habits emerge, and which is where your you become the best version of yourself. So let's say if someone is looking to be healthy, what they want to do is think about what a healthy person would do. And anytime a bag of chips is presented to them, they think about, what would a healthy person do? Let's say they want to become an excellent communicator. They sign up for Toastmaster, let's say. Anytime a friend's birthday party comes in, at that time, they are like, what would a good communicator do? Would they attend the Toastmaster meeting, or would they go to the birthday party for that matter? Or for instance, someone wants to become a good athlete, and an opportunity presents themselves to really be in the pub that moment. What would they do? Would they focus on working out at that time, or would they focus on uh, not doing it, right? So these are the things that these habits inculcate in us. What I also loved about this is the real reason habits matter is not because they can get you better results, although they can do it, but because they can change your beliefs about yourself. So once we change our beliefs about ourselves, becoming the best version of ourselves requires that continuous editing of our beliefs. So every time we take an action, let's say we attend a small Toastmaster meeting, 1 hour of meeting, what it does is it gives us a vote of confidence that yes, we will eventually become a good speaker. Every time a small action that we make, that small action will actually give us a vote towards. But every time we make an action which is against that, that is where, say we miss the meeting, we do not come to the Toastmaster meeting, that will say, you know what, I'm not sure if I'll be able to become a good communicator. And that's where the most effective way to change our habits is not to again focus on what we want to achieve, but on who we wish to become. So make sure that you focus on identity change. Think about, what habits do I have? What habits would lead us to become a better person? What would lead me to become a better person, instead of focusing on what eventually I want to achieve? And that's the process this book recommended. I was really excited about it. I thought I'll share this with you. I'm done.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mustafa. Let's put 2 minutes on the clock to give Toastmaster Mustafa an evaluation. Toastmaster Harry, do you have a presentation you want to share?
I am sharing my screen. Are you
Oh,
able to
you
see it?
already, I didn't notice that. My bad. Okay,
Okay.
good.
Thank you.
Time is up.
Thank you very much. I want to welcome our third speaker working on visionary communication pathways, FinTech Trends, Toastmaster Harry, FinTech Trend. Let's welcome Toastmaster Harry.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, fellow Toastmaster members and distinguished mentors. As part of my third speech in level 1 on research and presenting, I've chosen a topic about FinTech trends. Why? May I recollect you all to the vision of MECA Global Club? It's a high-performance club for finance professionals to master the art of business, storytelling, and public speaking. We are a finance professional club, and FinTech comes right into it, which we need to understand. FinTech trends. Let's exploit the word FinTech. What is it about? FinTech means leveraging technology to impact and improve the mechanisms of finance that touches various aspects of life. Could be anything, a business aspect of finance or our own personal finance, but how technology enables and empowers us to influence our finance aspects in life and business. That is FinTech. So it is very important to learn about FinTech trends, and there are too many. How do we narrow in understanding FinTech trends? I've chosen 6 different segments on FinTech that I'm shortly going to brief you about and help you understand the FinTech trends in 2021. The 6 segments are payments, the way we transact in a grocery shop or the way we transact with a retail vendor, payments, insurance, our health insurance, our life insurance, how technology leverages and empowers insurance sector, regulatory industry, the regulators that we work with, Securities Fed and different Swiss, FINMA, all those regulatory authorities, how technology empowers them, wealth, how our personal finance and personal wealth can be empowered using tools that technology provides, blockchain, how without a third-party intermediary, how a transaction between a party A and party B can be trusted, can be safe, and can be reliable, and how blockchain helps with it. Cryptocurrency is part of a blockchain where you use an online digital currency rather than a physical piece of paper that we call it as a note. And finally, the 6th segment that is of importance that is in the FinTech trend is cyber security. If we are all leveraging technology over the net to do various aspects of payments, insurance, regulatory wealth, and blockchain, how online transaction is safe. That's what cyber security talks about. So these are the 6 segments that we as an experienced finance professional needs to keep in mind when we talk about FinTech trends. This picture on the FinTech payments, the first segment, shows that the investment in the payment sector, could it be PayPal, could it be Klarna, could it be Paya, any kind of digital finance app, the investment that the industry is doing has increased over a period of time from 2017 to 2019, and due to COVID, it kind of declined in 2020. But guess what? In 2021, the trend improves. What do we need to watch in 2021 and later? The healthy market for IPOs, growing banking as a service. There's going to be a more importance on buy now, pay later services. Buy now, pay later. So normally we give the cash and we get the materials, but more and more you are going to see the concept of buy now, pay later, which means your profile is with the grocery vendor or any retail vendor, and they allow you to buy and they allow you to pay it later in a consolidated form. That is going to change the payment industry. That's going to be one of the trends. In the insurance segment, as you can see, there was a peak investment in 2018, and then it's kind of slowed down in 2020, but it is going to improve in the coming years. And the investment of almost 287 million plus tells you that there's a lot of focus on the insurance industry. Now, what do you need to watch for? Very importantly, insurance companies are going to make acquisitions. They are going to increase their capability and they're going to license their insurance features to many custom providers. Third one is RegTech, regulatory technology industry. In the regulatory technology industry, there is going to be more significance on how the companies like Vertafore is going to influence the way the regulators are going to work. So Roper Technologies is a liaison for many authority bodies, and they have been acquiring many companies during the COVID pandemic, and their investment in that industry is increasing. More importantly, the data privacy, know your client, and transparency focus has been significant than ever. In the wealth tech, there are a lot of applications that are coming up to manage our own finance. And JP Morgan and UBS, or some of the premier companies, they have come with their own apps to help the clients improve their wealth. They see the wealth and how they can consolidate their wealth. Now, there are also a lot of services coming in blockchain, and this is becoming mainstream. It used to be a remote concept, but now blockchain is a mainstream concept. More importantly, regulators are trying to put process and policies in place to streamline a blockchain or a cryptocurrency transaction. And finally, on the cybersecurity, many of you would have heard in your own firms how the infrastructure is moving to cloud. When it goes to cloud, when it is all online, how cybersecurity focus is getting increased. As you can see, the amount of millions and billions is increasing in the investment in cybersecurity. So overall, you look at these 6 segments, these are the important segments in the fintech industry that we are trending upon. I hope this gives you a good flavor to understand fintech trends. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harry. That's work. Can you put 2 minutes on the clock to give Toastmaster Harry an evaluation?
Time is up.
Thank you, Toastmaster Teswar. I want to invite you, Toastmaster Teswar, to give timing of the first three speech.
Yeah, sure. Toastmaster Yasir, his speech time was 6 minutes and 37 seconds. Toastmaster Mustafa was 5 minutes and 48 seconds. And Toastmaster Hari was 7 minutes and 25 seconds.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Teswar. I want to invite Toastmaster Hari to vote for the best speaker. It's on the agenda.
Is it? I think we may have to skip it, Will, because I don't think we have prepared for the whole section. Yeah.
Okay, then let's move on to evaluation section. Want to invite Toastmaster Kasif to
May
give.
I ask one thing? Sorry to interrupt you, Toastmaster Will. Do I have to time evaluations as well?
1 second, Hari, excuse me. I'm looking at the agenda. Are we going to be doing table topics?
Yeah, I'm confused. The agenda, the table topics all the way at the bottom. We're supposed to do table topic first before we do evaluation.
Yeah, we should do the table topics first and then shift them to the general evaluations later.
Okay, I was following the agenda. I was last minute Toastmaster. So, okay,
we're still in the process. I get it. No problem.
Let's move on to the table topic section. Want to invite Toastmaster Bruce to lead the table topic section. Let's welcome Toastmaster Bruce.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the warm invite. Fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests, it's great to be here. I apologize for my delay, but as your table topics master, I'm back with another TEDx type scenario. And to kick this off, I'm going to introduce Hari first, and then I will call on the next 4 lucky fellow Toastmasters to start this. I'm going to share my screen here. Let's do that first here. Share screen. Can everyone see that screen? Just by waving your hand. Can you see the screen?
Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, so Hari, I'd like to bring you up to our TEDx scenario here. I will introduce a series of slides for you. As you know, there are no rules. You are going to be extemporaneous and you're going to be free-flowing with your thoughts in a very creative fashion. There are no wrong answers. And you'll have between roughly 4 to 5 slides, which will represent 2 minutes. And you have 30 seconds to wrap it up, okay? So let's start off. Our first presenter is going to be Hari.
What a great morning. I wanted to walk. I wanted to walk fast. And I see not many people are running or jogging. The energy from the sun shining on the legs makes you more energetic and more ready for a day in yet another day in your life. It is important as the sun shines, we absorb that energy and take it to it. Now, day and life, yin yang, day and life makes a full picture. When we started talking about the sun. Now, when we look at overall outside the space and look at the Earth, such a beautiful planet. It has got everything, water, people, and look at that. At the top of the planet, you see a cold climate. That's a perfect residence for penguins. All the penguins are looking up to something. Guess what? They're listening to my speech and they're wondering, is it a prepared speech or is it an impromptu speech? What are everyone doing in this club? And they're wondering as they speak. And then there's one person who is constantly watching. Maybe it's an evaluator in the club who is going to evaluate my speech. Am I going to get a good evaluation? I don't know. Am I going to make a mistake? Sure, I can. The focus of the evaluator is to give good feedback and the constructive feedback for a speaker. And that makes you and makes me as a lion and the lion character as a public speaker. Why? Because when you have that preparedness, when you have that courage, when you have that energy, and when you know what you're doing, what you're doing right and what you're not doing right, it makes you seen as a lion in your own field. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hari. Wonderful interpretation. I really enjoyed that. So Mustafa, are you ready for this? Are you ready for your chance at TEDx?
All right.
All right, our next presenter is Mustafa. Come on up, Mustafa, it's all yours.
All right. My favorite bird, definitely, yes, an eagle. Eagle has that majestic way of handling any things that come to their life, fight out. And I love about this, what I love about this picture is, here's an eagle who is fighting out uh, another animal which is probably way stronger, way bigger, more heavier than themselves, but they're out there to fight and they're able to make a difference. Beautiful, and that actually fighting spirit comes in every aspect of life. That synchronizes your life, the symphony that you create, the atmosphere that you create for yourself, the smile that you create for yourself. And not only you are smiling, but you're actually radiating, and everyone around you is able to smile because you're the winner and you're making a difference. And then, yes, when you're a winner, you actually own the ocean. You own the world, you own the ocean. Not that you're a killer by any means, but that means that you're strong and you're powerful and you have the ability to make a difference in other people's lives, in the lives of the ocean as well. And that is what my focus is. This is what I look at, and this is what I focus on all my life, that in order for me to succeed, I need to have a clear vision, a clear focus on who I want to be, how I want to live my life, and what I want to become. And that's where the chill comes in. That's where I have the reward of relaxing myself after having a strong work. I can enjoy my latte, a warm latte, foamy latte. Thank you.
I tell you, I really enjoyed that last one. All right. So fellow Toastmaster Sabine, come on up into the red circle here. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on your next presentation here. Are you ready?
Oh, no. Okay, let's
All
start.
right. You're on.
Oh, what a beautiful picture of the galaxy. Whenever I see the galaxy, it's opened my horizon of thoughts. I can see feel the unlimited possibilities of anything we can do, and see the vibrant color, which makes my day vibrant, and see the things 360 degree, not in a limited way. Oh my gosh, it's like a little tiny insects. So vibrant colors, green, black, red, and it's reminding me how focused the insect is to get its prey well prepared to get what he or she is exactly looking for. Cute birds, I think it's penguin, and I think they are just focusing on the water, or like taking a chill, or like taking some nap, or ready to go in the next adventure, or looking for some food, or waiting for someone to cheer them up their mornings. Looking so sad. Yeah, that's a beautiful way of providing the nurturing hand, and just cultivating the little things, and reminding that the one piece of things can be multiplied in thousands of these, or one small act of the deed can. Oh, what a lovely crab. The lovely crab is just first like looking to find a hidden place to hide himself, or incubating himself for the new ideas, or else looking to see what he's going to do next, or looking for something special. I don't know.
Toastmaster Sabine, thank you very much for
I'm
that.
sorry.
No worries, fantastic job. I will bring up our next speaker, Toastmaster Goke. Are you ready for this? I can see that you're excited, you're chomping at the bit. So come on up into the speaking area. Here we go, unmute your mic. All right.
having a dog is a thing of joy. The dog is one of man's best friends. A dog plays so many roles in the house as a guard and also as a pet for the children. A dog also is good for hunting. A dog, it's a friendly animal. It's an animal everyone loves when having them around. It's also serve as a threat to other animals that may want to cause havoc to man. The sky is very beautiful. Every new day breaks with a different formation of clouds. And it's going to be something that brings hope to man. Man is always interested in experiencing a new day, and looking up in the sky brings hope. The galaxy, the bottom of the sea is another habitation that man has not yet fully understood. At that depth of the sea, there is quite a number of animals inhabiting it, both the small and the big. A lot of them are very colorful and they live in that environment. This looks very beautiful despite the fact that it is white. It contrasts sharply with the vegetation around it. And the positioning is also interesting. The legs are quite tiny. The galaxy is there for us. We are part of the galaxy. We know that the galaxy is always in motion, moving at all time. We love the galaxy because it's far from us.
Fantastic job. Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters, for this exercise in the TEDx conversation. I like to touch off with Mustafa. We are speakers, we are communicators, and welcome to the real world. So thank you once again. I'd like to hand it back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bruce, for an interesting table topic. Let's move on to the next section of our agenda today. We want to evaluate our first evaluator, Toastmaster Kasif, to give an evaluation for Toastmaster Yasir's presentation.
Hi, everybody. Bruce,
And
can
one
you
second.
stop
Yes,
share
sir.
your screen?
Oh, so sorry about that. Sorry
That's
about
not sure.
And sorry to interrupt you, Kashif. I think Toastmaster will, as you are a general evaluator for today as well, Kashif, Yasser, and Mustafa, they will be evaluating and they will have to be evaluated by other evaluators. So I would like you to be evaluator for Kashif and Bruce to be the evaluator for the next two evaluators. Is that fine?
Yes, that's fine.
Thank you. Kashif, go ahead.
Thank you. Yasser, that was an excellent speech. We learn a lot from you. We learn how to build brand and how to build yourself. That was an excellent speech at the end. Let me start with the positive feedback. The first thing that you exceed is clarity. Your message was clear. We understand whatsoever you are talking. That is excellent thing. You are comfortable to your speech. You are not in hurry. You deliver your message very, very clearly and comfortably. That is also a good thing. Your speech was supported by the fact, like if we are going to build our personal branding, how we have to do, we can use LinkedIn, we can use Toastmaster Club. That is excellent thing. In your speech, you also use powerful word like you should be genuine, excellent, authentic, live by your brand, put actions. People should tell your stories. These are quite a powerful word and actionable word. That all is excellent. So maybe you need to work on some area, like you use your vocal variety, to communicate your message, your voice, your tune of voice, your speed. You should use that also to communicate your message. And maybe you can also use some visuals like presentation or any other added help, so your message is communicated very clearly. Uh, I will challenge you on some areas. Maybe when you are talking, your camera was on not the right direction or maybe at not right angle. So when you are speaking, you're not looking at the audience. Maybe you are looking at the camera or you are looking on your screen. Due to that reason, it seems you are looking on any other side. Maybe you can have a right angle of your camera so audience feel engaged. And the other thing was the hand gestures. Maybe I can see your hands, but the camera angle was not right. Due to that, we cannot see that you are moving your hands, so audience cannot seems to be engaged on that. So at the end, speech was excellent. We learn a lot from you, and keep it up. Thanks.
Thank you.
So Toastmaster.
Harry, I'll go through all the evaluation, then we give them feedback, right? Next, I want to invite Toastmaster Yashir to give Toastmaster Mustafa feedback on his speech.
Okay. So I think, again, positive things first. Overall, it was a good speech, I would say. Message clarity was there. You were engaging your audience with your feedback, with your actual story and everything. It was all excellent overall, all good. But I think, again, the way also, I think with all this technology and everyone working remotely, we are not present in person. So maybe that's why problem with you, me, everyone is that we whether we should look at the screen or look at the screen in the camera, where it's very challenging. But I will give you a gray. I will not say that it's bad, because it's challenging for all of us. But I think that was good. The second thing which I noted was that again, just like me, your voice was kind of like a monotonous. It was lacking the variety, ups and downs and moods. A little bit. You have the material. I know that. Just speak from your heart, little bit with a little bit passion. I will give you the example of Toastmaster Bruce. Every time I listen to him, is very, very energetic. I think we just need to put that energy in our tones and voice. But overall, at the end, I think it was good. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yashir. Next, I want to invite Toastmaster Mustafa to give Toastmaster Harry an evaluation speech.
So, Harry, thank you very much. This was my favorite topic, so you definitely did justice to the topic. In fact, I was also thinking that I will connect with you more on this topic, so thank you very much. And what hit the home run for all of us was that you started with that the very purpose of this MECA Toastmaster Club is to spread finance information, finance related information, and you were right there. You did justice with that. I really enjoyed that. The only thing that I would say in this entire material was that the material was big. You tried to squeeze it into the 7 minutes of tops maximum time. So maybe next time you could parse it a little bit, that maybe we can talk about say banking and insurance industry separate, as the crypto and blockchain separate, because that would be we would be able to enjoy more and learn more from the topic. So this would be my constructive suggestion. From everything else, it was perfect. So thank you very much for sharing that.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Mustafa.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mustafa. Next, we're going to go to evaluation of the evaluators section. Let me start, Kasif, let me start by saying that you did follow the framework. You started by praising the speaker on a speech that's well done. You did use the framework as to you excelled at. I wish you did use the exact phrase to kind of make it more formal. On the things that he actually did really well on. You also say things that the person could improve on, but I would really like you to use, you may want to work on, right? To kind of lead on the improvement part. I also want you to use the word like I observe, right? As your person is doing the speech, if you say I observe, it's more on I observe you're doing this, therefore the outcome is this, right? To me, it becomes more of an observation of someone's speech versus just giving a direct feedback. Your improvement points are right on point. They're really good, and in the end, you close that framework with, I want you to challenge yourself, which is really great because those are the things we want our speaker to kind of work on to further improve themselves. What I really like to is at the end of your speech, you did close with a praise again. It's always good to have feedback and then praise someone before you close the speech because the person would then leave with a positive experience at the end of the speech. Great job, Toastmaster Casey. I want to invite Toastmaster Bruce to provide the evaluation feedback for the two other evaluator.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator. Appreciate that introduction. So I have the honor and pleasure of evaluating the evaluators. I want to first preface this by saying evaluations are very critical in any of the projects that we all engage in because it gives us feedback as to how we appear to that evaluator. And it is that evaluator's opportunity to share the blind spots that the speaker may have. Having said that, that allows you to become a better speaker as well as an evaluator. So here's my evaluation of one of my evaluators here, starting off with Yasir. And Yasir, I really enjoyed your overall assessment of your evaluation, how you described the organization, the structure of the speaker's original presentation. You did a good job of giving us a very quick, brief outline. And then you made some suggestions as to what the speaker could do the very next time. I thought that was also very effective. Now, one of the things I would recommend as an evaluator here is, of course, at the level 1 projects, the evaluation and feedback, the more often you have a chance to do these evaluations, the better you will become at framing and parsing out what you see and observe and being able to share recommendations. In this particular case, we call that the sandwich method, where you come up with good ideas of what you observed, and then you provide a lot of nice detail in between, and then you kind of finish up the detail with another summary. So for you, the introduction was great, but the meat was kind of thin, more like a salami instead of a big meat sandwich, very thin. And then the roll-up was really thin as well. You want to make sure that that also buffers it. I would encourage you to continue doing these kind of observations and evaluations by not only talking about the organization, but the presentations. Was it clear, clarity, pacing, voice, pitch, things of those nature. Delivery, you gave some good examples of that, but not enough. And you have 1 to 2 minutes in which to do this, 2 to 3 minutes as an evaluator to share your insight. And you have a lot of insight. It's a matter now of being able to describe it and impart your experience of that speaker. Overall, good job. Keep up the good work. And we will continue this process. So thank you very much. Now I move on to our second evaluator. I gotta tell you, this double duty is a lot of stress. It may not appear that way, but it is very stressful. Trying to observe and assess and then relay in a very effective way is a challenge. But as Toastmasters, that's what we do here. My next evaluator happens to be Mustafa. Now, Mustafa, I want to first tell you, I really love your word usage. Very effective, very eloquent, very, I won't say academic, but really pinpoint laser-like focus, really effective in your word choice. I would give you a real strong 5 out of 5 in terms of clarity. I love your word usage. So having said that, you looked at Harry's overall assessment. You gave him really strong points in terms of the organization, the presentation, and the pacing of the project that he presented before this club. I thought as well that your recommendations, simplification of the slides, this very complex subject really needs to be broken down into smaller components that are bite-sized that we can chunk and understand. I thought that was a really powerful adjustment, the way you rolled it up. But here again, as a new evaluator, I'm going to say the same thing to you, like I just shared with your fellow Toastmaster, Yasir. You had a nice big start there. The meat was kind of thin. Yours had salami and turkey on it and a little bit of cheese. And then you kind of rolled it up with a real thin slice of bread. I mean, it was so thin, it was more like a wafer. I would like to see you have more balance where you're doing a strong introduction, a lot of detail, and then a strong wrap up. Because the purpose here of the feedback and evaluation is there's no objective way of describing what a speaker does, but you're describing how that speaker appeared to you. And that's what we want to know, is how that speaker appeared to you, and you're sharing your insight with that speaker. So once again, overall job, you as evaluators, everyone did a fantastic job. Thank you once again for standing in this space. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator. And I will follow this up with a written evaluation. I left that out. All oral evaluations must include a written evaluation. So you want to make sure you share your email in the chat box so that your evaluator can send that to you right away. And the evaluation should be done literally within 24 hours because your ideas are fresh, and you want to make sure you give that to your speaker because that's what you want an evaluator to do for you as well as a Toastmaster. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Junior Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bruce, for the feedback and also the advice. So for all the folks, please drop in your email on the chat box. Next, I want to invite our grammarian for a grammarian report.
Sure, that's me. So thank you very much for the opportunity to evaluate. So I would evaluate Yasser first. Yasser, good command on the language. Definitely, I really enjoyed your conversation. There were a few areas which colloquially, yes, we say things differently versus the grammar way. Like you use the word mid of all this. It could be in the midst of all this or in the middle of all this. Or who knows you, the usage of who knows you versus who know you that you used. There was one point you had said who you become versus the right grammar would be who do you become. Then I think the LinkedIn is a good one. On the LinkedIn versus on LinkedIn is something that I would suggest. The last one was who you used who are you versus who you are. These were the observations that I had for Yasser. My second evaluation was for Hari. Hari, thank you very much. I did not find any grammatical errors in your speech, so it was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mustafa. Now we're going to move on to the general evaluator. First of all, I want to say that I want to thank everyone for joining today. Really great job on participating. I want to start with the positive aspect of the session. There's always challenges that come up. I think the team came together and quickly adjust to the different roles and take up different roles. That's really a great hallmark of a club that's trying to adapt and adjust to the challenges presented in front of them. I want to also commend, we had 3 great speeches. There's no sophistry in any of their speech. They're all real, valid speech. And I really, really appreciate all the great material that everyone presented. I also want to commend our table topic masters for using creativity in presenting a TEDx type table topic that push our ability to do impromptu speech by showing those pictures and having us figure out how to piece them together. Great job, Toastmaster Bruce, on that one. On an evaluation piece, I want to commend especially Toastmaster Bruce to guiding all of us in how to evaluate an evaluator. I think that's an important component of the work that we're doing here. And last but not the least, as far as speakers is concerned, I want to commend every single speaker for staying in time, because one of the key goal of being a good speaker is using the time allotted to you and not using more than what's given to you. Because if you use more time that was given to you, other people are going to get less time of doing their speech. what do I think that we could improve on? I think we didn't start on time. I think there was some technical challenges. I got stuck uh, in a different call for some reason. But nonetheless, the team get together and actually move things forward. One of the things that I felt that we should improve on too is using the word of the day. There was a reason why the word of the day is there, is because it wants to challenge us to adapt to what's in front of us. And word of the day, using the word of the day is a perfect example of doing that. And often we come into a Toastmasters session and we don't know the word of the day. And there's a reason why that is the case, because it's there to give us that opportunity to learn, to adapt and adjust. So I challenge the group next time that for us to try to use the word of the day. I do want to commend, I think, Mustafa for using the word of the day. I think congratulations on that one. And overall, the agenda is well written. Want to commend Toastmaster Harry for actually providing a great agenda. Want to turn back to Toastmaster Harry to close the session.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Will and Toastmaster of the Day. I requested you to take on this Toastmaster hat in an impromptu, and you really took it, drove it, and you showed how a leader adapts to a situation. So thank you for showing your leadership, and we are blessed to have your leadership. Once again, I want to thank you, Will, and Toastmaster Bruce for being an excellent and supporting mentor and coach for all of us. We learn a lot from you with your presence, with your adapting to the situation, and then with your valuable guidance. Today is an exclusive moment where you have all the officers in front of you and all the club officers in front of you, and a future officer in Victor Lanyan, who is also on the call. So it's a great opportunity for all the officers to be on the same stage, and being an officer, to be present in the meeting, whether we take up a role or not, is important, because then we start to show that attendance is more important. And then with attendance over a period of time, it takes momentum for other members to join. So I think it's the right message to convey, and I'm happy that all the officers were able to make to the meeting. And you must have realized that in the agenda, I've put 3 officers on as an evaluator, because this is the time we are going to make or break how we move forward. And this is a point where I've pushed 3 of the officers to be an evaluator, because once you know how the evaluation is to be, then you kind of embrace and become a better coach for other mentors, other members who are mentors. So all of you are now on your level 1, project 2, 2B. Now, the next thing that you want to do in the subsequent meeting is to complete one more speech on project 2 and one more speech on project 3. That will help you to complete level 1. Now, doing a 3rd speech today, I'm able to complete level 1 in the visionary pathway track. So it's an important milestone that as officers, as leaders, we show that being there in meetings, we have an opportunity to move forward with our pathway levels and improve ourselves. Now is an opportunity for Victor and Sabine in the next upcoming calls. You may want to take your 2nd speech. You may want to take up a role in your project 2. And you have seen others stepping up at a short notice. So you want to do that, because in addition to me and other 3 officers on the call, Tasveer, Sabine, and Victor, you have an opportunity to move forward with the levels. And if we can complete level 1, we will be leading by example for other members to follow through. So I think in that manner, today's meeting, even though many of the members were not able to attend, I think it gives a good opportunity for officers to learn, to be together, and to learn from the guidance of Toastmaster Bruce and Will. So I would like to thank all of you for coming together. I would like to give TM Bruce a minute to give a final feedback. You want to add something, TM Bruce?
Thank you very much, Harry. As you can see, I was like kind of getting anxious for a second there. Fellow Toastmasters and fellow club officers, I'm really pleased to see all of you here today. I want you to also understand it's very critical that each and every one of you go onto the Easy Speak site. If you have not done so, activate your username, and if not, send me a message to masterpath83@gmail.com. the schedule for our next 4 meetings are open and available. So you can kind of plan ahead. And this way, by inserting your name in there, it also triggers a system that allows us as managers and as leaders to use that data so we can work together as a team, whether it is putting together the agenda that needs to be done very easily, quickly, ahead of time, instead of these last minute adjustments. What we're finding here is that because Toastmasters are not ready to do their speeches, or at the very last minute, they're saying they're very busy or they can't make it or something happens. And that's very stressful for everyone, of course. By using the Easy platform, we can develop a system, a process where we're prepared, and it's very easy for us to do our presentations and fulfill our roles. So if you have not been on the Easy Speak platform recently, please go back on there, because your feedback as to whether it's working for you or not allows Harry and I to continue to further configure the platform, because right now it's not in its final state. We are still creating the various types of templates for the special types of meetings we're having. And for those of you who have not started your pathways process as well, you're going to find that when you sign up for a speech or a role, it's going to prompt you as to what path you're currently in. If you don't know what that is, send me an email as well, because I am a pathways guide as well, have been for the last 3 years, and I can help you on your pathways journey. So you need to use the resources that are here right now as leaders, so that when your fellow members look for you because of the leadership you're displaying, we lead by example, you'll be able to confidently say, if I don't know the answer, I can get it for you. And we have the individuals here to make that happen. So please, I urge you, use the Easy Speak platform going forward so that Harry doesn't become the focal point and the stressor to try to get these meetings together. He is carrying quite a load, and we need to share that load for him by having systems in place. And I'm going to add one more thing that Mustafa mentioned. We do not rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. That is what is in Atomic Habits. If we have systems in place that we are using, it will allow us to fulfill whatever it is we're trying to achieve, whatever our identity is as speakers and as leaders, we'll be able to use those systems to leverage that. So that's the purpose of the Easy Speak platform, is to leverage our potential and fulfill our potential. So please, I'm saying it last time, use the Easy Speak platform. If you're having challenges, I am available. I will make the time to step into that space, and so we will. That's what we're here for. We want to start off strong so that our life becomes easy in this program, and that all of you become the speakers and communicators and storytellers that I see in you during the TEDx speech. So thank you once again. I give it back to you, Harry.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. I take the responsibility to come back to start the meeting on time, and also to make sure all of you as an officer, check out your Easy Speak. If you have any problem, let me know in the officers group, and we will connect with Will and Bruce to get their help. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Goodbye.